defeat at Stalingrad in the beginning of 1943 forces German High Command to begin pulling back its Army Group A from the North Caucasus region. The 1st Panzer Army pulls back to Rostov, and the 17th Army retreats into the Kuban area. The 17th Army sets up strong defensive positions known as the Kuban Blue Line. The 17th Army's position is only threatened by the Soviet beachhead at Malaya Zemlya to the south of Novorossiysk. On April 17th, German High Command begins Operation Neptune, an assault on Soviet Marines with the help of strong artillery and airstrikes. In spite of this, the Soviets defend their positions successfully, giving little ground. From April 18th through the 20th, the Germans continue the assault, trying to flank the Soviets to the north. German He-111 bombers, Ju-87 Stuka dive bombers flying from airfields in Crimea, along with their fighter escorts, enter the battle. On April 20th, Soviet air regiments arrived from Stavka reserves and joined the fray, significantly bolstering the Soviet air forces in the Kuban region. A huge air battle begins above the beachhead that will continue for many days. The increased Soviet air presence dooms Operation Neptune to failure.
Hello. Welcome aboard my A-20, and indeed welcome aboard a new series, which I figured it might be prudent to start up something new with the Brezhnev incident campaign coming to a close. Best to keep things streamlined and also continue to be producing a fairly steady stream of content, since I, like many people in light of world events, are bottled up at home a little bit more than usual these days. But enough about that. This is going to be, as has probably already been implied by the title and the setup and everything else, a career in IL-2 Battle of Kuban, flying the A-20 in the aforementioned Kuban region in the spring of 1943, and the huge air battle that was happening there at that time. Now, the observant among you might have noticed that this aircraft was not made in the Soviet Union, and that all of its instrumentation is in English. Indeed, A-20s were built principally in the United States, and were supplied to Britain and the Soviet Union under the Lend-Lease program. This one would very probably have been brought up along the supply line from Iran, which is that way, into the Caucasus. They were, however, also transported over the Bering Strait to the Far East, and then brought overland, or presumably flown a decent chunk of the way. My local airport here in Red Deer, Alberta, was a very frequent midway stopping point for particularly Lend-Lease P-39s on their way to the Soviet Union, so no doubt my local skies were once filled with the sounds of Allison engines on airplanes with red stars on them. But at any rate, this one is here now, and our mission for today... Why don't I just make sure my flight are keeping up properly? Not really, they're way back there. In that case, I'm going to slow way the hell down. One thing that I've discovered in some of the sort of pre-production tests that I was doing for this series is that you really have to babysit your bomber formations if you want them to even remotely keep up with you, so yeah. We'll maintain our best rate of climb speed, which is about 160 miles per hour. Ooh, not meters or anything. And I will be very careful to stay on course, because one of the things that is, well, not completely new to me, but new to, I guess, content that I've been producing on this channel, is we are going for very nearly 100% realism with this career. I will be navigating manually. You will not see any little icons here. So I need to find this town, basically, is the first little spot along my route here. So where are all those roads that I'm seeing down there? Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay. Let's make sure my formation's still going to catch up for real. Because, yeah, in terms of how this series is going to work, obviously we are on fairly high realism settings. I have also elected to begin this career in command of the squadron. You can tell because I'm in the front of the formation that's still forming up. The main reason I've done that is, for one, so that I can put my navigation skills to the test with this pilotage on my way to the target here, instead of just following a leader, but also so that I can do all of the bomb aiming myself, and so that the success or failure of the mission is up to me. Oh god. Yeah, I wanted to do that, because bomber careers, where you're just in formation and drop your bombs at the same time the leader does, where's the fun in that? We gotta have some independence of action and some stakes. So, if I didn't mention it, because my memory is failing me, the illustrious commanding officer may or may not be enjoying a vodka martini over the course of the mission, is to blow up this bridge in Krimskaya, which the Germans are crossing in large numbers, sending reinforcements to the front, and we can't have that. We could potentially expect some air opposition. The airfield at Anapa here is loaded with German fighters, including JG-52, I believe. So that could happen. Then again, we won't be over enemy skies for very long, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to carry on navigating towards the target, do my very best not to get lost, and we'll very probably come back as we approach the same target. Well, we've come just a little ways further along, and I've seen a few flares and what appears to be a giant gaggle of very hopefully friendly fighters out ahead of us. And a number of other items occurred to me that I should probably go over. With regards to this mission in particular, our armament, it consists of 4 250 kilogram bombs slung under the wings, which you can't see from here, but you can see from outside. And we also have 8 100 kilogram bombs in the belly. And it's a very windy day, so we'll do what we can to put them all right in the pickle barrel, especially since our target's pretty small. But apart from that, let's see if we can identify these things. From this distance, they look like P-39s to me, just with the wings so far back and the stuck-out noses. That might be our fighter escort, actually, thinking of it. Well done to the flight leader for knowing all of the aspects of the mission to the detail. Oh yeah, those are P-39s. Beautiful, in a fugly sort of way. But at any rate, presumably they'll be joining up with us, and we will press on towards the target. So, it seems like, for some reason, sounds are really getting muffled when I'm in the bomb site view. Not sure why, but I've been using it to navigate. And to that end, I already have the wind preliminarily punched in. We're at 2,500 meters-ish, so I'm going by the 2,000 meter setting, roughly, which puts the wind at being from 044 at 25 meters per second, which actually need to adjust that slightly. And that, make sure I've got the optical correction just right for that. Okay. What is this patch of forest, and can I use it as a rough reference point? Yes, but I probably need to be angling left. These clouds are going to create a real problem, I think. There should be an airfield just north of the town, too, that should come into view, hopefully soonish. Let's get our bomb set up. I'll put them on a 0.25 second interval and drop all of them. I need to remember to open the doors before I drop them, obviously. A while before, because our airspeed's going to drop and I want to be able to compensate for that to the appropriate degree. Okay, we've got a pair of rivers that converge. Where are those? Up there, roughly along our planned route. It's going to be more or less the closest bridge to us is the one we need to hit. So, come on. I mean, this is obviously the town of Krimskaya here. Just need to make sure we're aiming at the right part of it. Airspeed 320, altitude, just double check 2,500. I'm so glad I have these indicators in the bomb site that are at least in metric, so I don't have to go converting our barometric altitude from the cockpit, which is in Imperial. With the joys of Lend-Lease, I'm sure, for everyone involved. That being said, the Soviet crews supposedly appreciated certain things about the A-20, like the fact that it had a fairly complete set of instruments for flying in bad weather. Instrument flying, basically. It could do better than, say, a PE-2, which was helpful in places like the Caucasus, where the weather can be thoroughly unpredictable. Okay, I think I see our bridge here. I'm going to make absolutely certain that our alignment is good on the way in, which it should roughly be. Open the bomb bay doors now, nice and early, so that we can anticipate everything. Make sure, let's do a column formation, so we drop all our bombs on as close to the same point as possible, which is not exactly hedging our bets, but do what I do. Sure they actually are lining up in formation there. They should have their bomb doors open. Yep. Good chaps. Things are always better if I just don't have to worry about them. Oh, no. Still left. It's the close bridge. Damn it. Okay, airspeed's going to come back to probably 300. Target. Going to be about there. Any aircraft guns are opening up. We're just going to have to do our best not to worry about that. Not worry about anything until our bomb run is complete. So, airspeed is actually sitting closer to 310. Yeah. Target in sight. Very quickly double check everything. Altitude, airspeed. Looking reasonably good. Come right a little bit. Yeah, it's the close one. The far one is destroyed. Okay. I'll drop my bombs. Start dropping just before we pass over, and bomb's gone. And we'll switch back into observation mode. Bombs should be well clear of the bay by now, so the doors can close. We'll see what our effect on target is. All kinds of guns down there. We should really turn as soon as we can. But give me a minute to enjoy this, at least. Objective completed. Yeah, well. Oh, bombs coming down. I think we at least hit one section of bridge. Definitely good effect on those guns, too. Yeah, one section of bridge is definitely down. Okay. Turn and get the hell out of here. Flew in on a heading of something like 250. Reciprocal will be something like 070. Good enough. We should be close enough to home base for the Bendix direction finding system to work as well, which should be able to take us home. Assuming it does, I'll just line up and fly that way. The wind drift is probably going to result in us flying not a perfectly straight line there, assuming it's an ADF system, which I think it is. Because ADF does not compensate for wind like VORs do. Well, sort of, but I'm not going to explain it right now while we're being shot at. I destroyed a pontoon bridge. Yay! I did close the bomb bay doors, right? Yes. Okay. Well, in that case, plenty of flak. I'll stick around until we've maybe crossed the front line again. But barring that, I'll hopefully just fly straight home, and that'll be all she wrote, hopefully. And, well, pretty much passing over the front line now. No evidence of any enemy fighters attacking us or anything, so I think that's going to be it for now. I'll come back if we're somehow attacked, or when we are hopefully coming along home. Well, it took us forever and a half to get back here, but there is home sweet home. Pull power back slightly, let the nose down a little bit, and I think I'm just going to make a straight-in landing along a heading of something like 045. It's an open field, so we can land pretty much any direction we want, but might as well land into the wind, which is from north-northeast-ish, so we will land going north-northeast-ish, I suppose. Prop will go up to high RPM just in case we need to hit it for a go-around. You guys can return to base, and my F7 key's not working. Hang on, what's the other command for it? This one! Yeah! There we go. Go home. I will whack my lights on. Nav lights, landing lights, yeah, all of them. Kitchen sink lights. I don't need the cockpit lights on, though. I don't think it's, I should think, light enough. Radiators can actually be closed. Go to auto rich on the mixture, again, just so that we have the power to go around if we need it, which we shouldn't. It's a nice day. Says that, doing a little bit of a forward slip to lose some speed so we can get the gear out. This is a surprisingly slick airframe, and it seems to want to maintain its speed for the time being. There we go, 160. Gear down, flaps down. I suppose if I were a responsible CO, I might land last to make sure on my flight get down safe, but I'm tired. It's about something like it's about 1 in the morning at the time that I'm recording this, so it took us, a really long time to get back mainly because we were going into that headwind. I dropped some altitude part way back to try and alleviate that somewhat, but the only thing that will dissuade me from doing more of this in the future will be the slightly long transit times to and from targets, but no matter. I'm quite pleased with the effect on target that we had, since I managed to knock out that bridge section, and I think our flight very probably hit a whole bunch of the anti-aircraft guns and installations that were around the bridge, so all in all, I'm quite pleased with how the first mission went, and I think I'll probably sign off once we vacate the runway here. Open field. No idea where our squadron parks, so I'll just roll up next to these hangars here, shut down, and that'll be about it. Not run into the tower or anything. We'll be sure to dazzle these guys with our lights, though. Bring the flaps up. Just roll along here with no regard whatsoever for any kind of procedure that may be in place. Shut down. Shut the lights off. Landing successful. Well, I think that's probably going to be about it, so yeah, quite pleased with our effect on target. I hit one bridge section, but like I said, flight definitely hit more. And I don't think I have much else to say. Thanks very much for watching this lovely little adventure. There will definitely be more of them to come. And see you in the next one, I guess. Toodles.